Oh man, we're gonna have to do that again one day before the shit's all done.
Yeah. We just heat the kick on so I can fucking turn this joint off.
Everybody,
You hear it?
everybody in that jump, except for real.
Facts. Except for fucking real. Even even got fucking tired and he was at work.
Mm.
It's taking forever for this shit to kick in,
Yeah,
baby.
he's at fucking work, just chilling. I don't know what the fuck Rel doing. He ain't even say nothing. He just he just be popping back in and like, nah, nigga, you need to explain yourself,
He
bro.
said he would. He said he fell. He said he fell
Be
asleep.
the main one. Oh, we record, yeah.
So
Okay. I mean,
we gonna we gonna we gonna
we
re-talk about the.
started recording a while early though. That's the
Oh,
crazy part.
bro, that's how I know he was lying, bro. We know he was lying.
Whatever.
So we will talk about the top fives again. I'm proud. Like I don't have my laptop with me, so I don't have like the list. So I'm just going. I might be wrong on my list that I had this time around. But so what?
Right.
I guess we could talk about. You know, we can talk about. We can talk about. We got a current event we could talk about. We could talk about uh Donovan Mitchell still beefing with the center. What's the center's name? Rudy Gobert.
Oh, Gobert. Yeah. I heard that the Rams traded Brandin Cooks to the Texans.
Okay.
I heard that
Yeah.
just now. And the XFL fired everybody, or they laid everybody off. Their whole operating staff.
They fired everybody.
So, I mean, they stopped day-to-day operations. They laid everybody off.
I mean, they really ain't got no choice.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. I don't know if that means they're coming back or not coming back or whatever, but they just told everybody today that they done.
I need a good fucking mount for the fucking phone in the car, man.
I got a couple joints, man.
I mean, I have one, but it's like all the way on my vet. This shit is far away. Why is it still not fucking hot in this bitch?
Oh, here we go. Speak of the devil.
What's up, G?
What's going on with you, bro? You need to connect to your audio, bro. Like you gotta say words too, like the check. Oh God! There you go.
Shit, yeah, bro.
Yeah, we got it. Mm-hmm.
What's good, B?
I'm chilling, man. Hope the you know what I mean.
Say,
The cheeks was
nigga,
worth it. The cheeks was good last night, bro.
what?
The cheeks was good, bro. You
I
got
didn't
it.
get no cheeks, bro.
You right.
I don't get no cheeks, bro.
All right, bro. All right.
See, you got the beard still growing.
Yeah, so do you.
Nah, your beard longer than mine, fam.
No. I'm done for. My shit falling out.
Shit. Where TT at?
He right there. I don't know what he doing. He just sitting there.
TT.
His joint pause? Yeah. Sounds crazy.
Nah, I'm putting
Yeah, should record now though.
get the names together.
You got a headset on?
I got my AirPods in.
Yeah, this is a lot. I got it for the mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I should be clear.
Yeah.
My audio should be clear.
So you gonna convert this to an MP3, bro?
Yeah,
All right, bet.
yeah.
All right, so we can talk about, you know what I mean, Donovan Mitchell, and Gobert. We can get into some of the top five stuff.
We can
Oh man,
streamline the
I
top
forgot
five
even
stuff.
what I was saying. Like the real top
We
five I had was the
we
Sam
can stick
Jackson
to
one and
we can
and the
stick to Sam
football players.
Jackson.
I don't even remember what
We can
football
stick to
players I had.
Sam Jackson, Denzel.
I had on my top
Uh,
five.
since everybody seemed like it was a wash to go Jim Carrey versus Will Ferrell movies. Okay. We can go Will Ferrell versus Adam Sandler movies then.
What happened? Cat.
I'm messaging somebody right now.
I was about to say that the audio was getting chopped up, but
Mine?
I guess that was probably why.
You said my audio was chopped up?
What?
This shit got your face on Brian and Rail screen. All right, there we go.
Got
Did you
it?
change your name or something, bro?
No. I mean, I don't know about Rail. Rail, you had changed Rail's name to hostile_Rail,
Yeah, I put his
but
joint on there.
it went back when the joint dropped. It went back, I guess.
Oh, okay. You playing Madden?
No, roommate is.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's jump into it with both feet.
But started
All
off
right.
when
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy T.
hey, it's your man B.
Hey, you want to ride up, baby?
Hey, what's going on with you, bro?
Episode 24, the Kobe
Episode
episode.
24. The
Yeah,
Kobe
man.
episode. RIP. We're doing this episode with a little bit of a heavy heart, not just because Kobe is passed, but we had an episode all cooked up with everybody except Real on it. All of our homies was on it, and yeah, man, didn't record. So we're here re-recording.
I really want to take this moment to apologize to the fans, all of you out there, the people who participated in that epic episode. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart for the technical difficulties that caused us not to be able to hear that ever again. It will never be heard from again because I made a rookie mistake using this new platform. It's a learning lesson, and then I'll just challenge us to make an even better a better version of it tonight, which I know is going to be virtually impossible with the likes of Tony, DJ, and Will, and Breeze, and Terry, all in the fold. We were drinking
in the background.
We all had our drinks. We was taking shots.
We gotta do that again, dog.
It was a fun time. So
it's gonna happen again, but
we're definitely gonna try to set it up again. We're gonna try to get. You know what? Being as though they had so much fun, I think it'll be easier the next time around to get everybody to do it.
Right.
And this time we could probably do it on an earlier day of the week, so Ty won't have to be at work.
Right.
Right. I don't know, but it was fun. I was shocked to see people get on. And the thing is, we record long enough that you don't have to be there for the whole 2 hours. You can record and then, you know, go back about your business. You can do whatever you had to do, then jump in at the tail end or whatnot, because we were going.
You're chopping up, my dude.
I'm chopping up.
I don't know if that's happening on your side, but.
Well, we had a great time. Now, I'm going to cut the word short. We had a great time. I want to say that, all right? We had a good old time.
Like I don't know. Maybe it's my side. I don't know what's going on, but.
That's how I am clear.
So let me ask you a question. So before we get into it, yeah, really real there. Have y'all had problems with y'all internet or cable over the last week or so?
I mean,
is that me or is that you guys? I don't know what's happening.
What you talking about? I'm live and in color, baby.
Well, so I hear you good.
So that internet problem might have dropped over on your side, B. But yeah, like so over the last week and a half, like Comcast have like all of a sudden our internet has dropped. The Wi-Fi has dropped.
So I don't know if that's on me.
And it's been crazy. Like I had people on Facebook saying it, and they don't even live near me, so it's interesting that it's happening. It must be them trying to figuring them fucking 5G towers is ineffective with my Wi-Fi. I want a discount on my Comcast. I want a discount on my next bill. Goddammit.
You ain't gonna happen, champ.
They want all their chicken.
Dessert.
All right, so I want to start off with talking about Donovan Mitchell versus Rudy Gobert. Real, are you familiar with the situation between those two?
I heard no, they pretty much don't really bang with each other. I ain't really getting the details about it. Nothing. Like that.
It's real simple. I mean, Rudy Gobert at the beginning of this pandemic took it lightly, like a lot of people, and he went and rubbed the microphones, playing ha ha ha, and ended up having it and giving it to other people, including a couple of the Jazz, one of which was Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
And from that, Donovan Mitchell been beefing with him, and I guess there are reports saying that their friendship is unrepairable. What's your take? I have an opinion on it, but what's your take on just even if you don't know exactly that situation? But what's your take on that type of situation?
I mean, I can definitely understand why Donovan Mitchell feels the way he does, you know, because you put a lot of people's life at risk, man. Take for granted, you know, we kind of took it lightly, you know, when it first started and things of that nature. Clearly, he was a victim of it, but a lot of people haven't died from this. You know, it's a sad tragedy, and I just think he really put people's life in jeopardy by doing all that and taking it as a joke.
So, my thing is, okay, if you beefing with him at this point after you like weathered that situation, that storm, as far as like, even if you had it or didn't have it, and you're not dealing with it anymore, you didn't lose anybody from it. If you still beefing to the point where the public knows, something tells me y'all wasn't banging with each other in the beginning, right?
True.
That's what that tells me. That tells me y'all probably weren't like. I feel like somebody's sensationalizing this because somebody wants out of Utah. Somebody wants some more money. It's more than just Donovan Mitchell versus Rudy Gobert. It's maybe because Rudy Gobert is an old school center who clogs up the paint. So when Donovan Mitchell beats his man to go dunk, he still got to deal with a center there because he don't have a fucking five who's stretching the floor.
Right.
And what better way to get the Jazz to trade Rudy Gobert than to say, nah, look what he did. He put us in jeopardy for this.
I hear you.
I'm the type of person that won't put that past anybody when they trying to, you know what I'm saying, get more chicken.
Nah, I feel you. That probably is part of the reason they probably that could be something there to that. Gobert is is coming up on his max. Donovan Mitchell is trying to, still trying to make his name known in the league. So it could be something to that. He could be like stating his opinion just so they know it's gonna be me or him. And if it's me, you control my contract for another 3 years or 2 years. If it's him, you're gonna have to give him a max. So there's something to that.
So my thing is, have you gone your whole life without people playing games or joking around? Like, how old is Donovan Mitchell? Like 22? Bruh,
Yeah.
You can't be the most serious person in the world. So at some point, I got to imagine even Donovan Mitchell has played we dog you playing too much, right?
Right.
So imagine you playing, imagine have like, okay, it's not as serious as this pandemic, but I had 2 employees who used to always play around with each other at work. And I don't know if the game when somebody's drinking something and you act like you want to tap their cup underneath them while they're drinking.
Right.
Make them spill it. So one day, one of my employees went to tap the cup. Now, they've been playing this for a long time. It's ha-ha, fun and games. Until one day she tapped the cup and actually tapped the cup up and it chipped his tooth.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow. Right.
Now it's no longer fun and games.
Right.
But is he the beef for her for the rest of her life?
No, of course not.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So Donovan Mitchell had this not been a thing, it would have been, oh man, remember when you didn't take it serious? You was right about that. But he just happened to be wrong. So I'm not saying don't be initially mad, don't be initially feeling some type of way. But we're about a month into that situation now. He's apologized profusely to everyone involved.
Right.
You know.
I don't know. Let me turn it up a little bit. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not. I get the hatred that Gobert got early on, especially, but to let that like interfere with a working relationship, I think that's crazy. Now we don't know what Donovan Mitchell went through over his 2-3 weeks of being sick, and if he got somebody else sick, or how that went. If he ever played with Gobert like that before, and Gobert was on some, you know what I mean, that just that was the last straw. That could be something that's there. And it's unfortunate on a number of levels that Gobert was like kind of the catalyst to canceling not only the NBA season, but March Madness, and then even NHL. And
there's silver lining in this.
They could be mad. He could be mad that he's not getting paid.
But there's silver lining in this. Because here's the thing. The only thing the silver lining is, had Rudy Gobert not done this, and the reports now that coming out sooner, they may have been more players at risk because they would have played longer.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at that time, the only team that was like, all right, nobody can come into the arena was Golden State. They were the only team like, nah, y'all can't come in. Everybody else was still, we'll play it by ear. Golden State was like, nah, we can go and wrap it up. But I had 2 other perspectives on this situation. Donovan Mitchell wasn't the only person to get it. There was 3 other players. We don't even know who the name of those players are.
Right.
Do we? Well, let me rephrase that. You can. It's not. I'm not saying that it's not public record that there's the 3 other players. What I'm saying is the only name that keeps coming up is Donovan Mitchell. That's one take. 2, as Wizards fans, we know all about teammates that do too much. Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young, and that
And Joe Good.
Andre Blatch, that bunch of players used to do too much. Like they did stuff that, bro, fuck a pandemic. If you take a shit in my shoes, bro, we got a wreck. Right?
Right.
Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton involved hammers. And by hammers, for people who don't know, I mean handguns into their going too far.
Right.
After that situation, they were still cool.
Right.
So you mean to
It's
tell me
cool.
Alabama could have eventually just shot you just out of you think I won't shoot you, and they
Right.
still cool?
It's crazy.
But somebody who not knowingly, you know what I'm saying, is playing with the wrong thing, get you sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
there's
like you
something
said,
else to
Brian,
it.
we don't know how sick he is, or was he hanging on by a thread, or did he end up giving that to another family member? We don't know all of that.
Right.
But of course, the media is good at not reporting it, just so people like us who aren't as, you know what I'm saying, conscious will just pick a side without asking that
Right.
second, third, fourth question. Well, why is he still
Right.
beefing? Is he only beefing because of the initial? What else would make
Right.
what would make somebody keep it going on? But
Right.
what about that bag? And another,
Yeah.
maybe you heard it, but I don't recall the Jazz issuing any statements as far as discipline action
Mm-mm.
towards Gobert,
No.
Jazz or the NBA.
Mm-mm. Nope.
But at the same time, you sort of have to hold. Like I understand Rudy Gobert being the blame, but you also
Mhm.
gotta hold the authorities responsible, because when you're talking about it, you need to like jump on it immediately. Like, yo, we got 15 players on the team, plus 5 coaches, plus how many other employees that work here. We got way too many people. Let's not take no chances. Everybody, I'm saying, mandated. And I don't feel like initially anything was mandated. Like he shouldn't even been allowed to even play the game. Like, nah, bro. Nah. Where's your security? Nah. Back up. We not doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. No, I agree. Also, just side note, I saw a report that Scarface is getting is not is still in the process of fighting, and he's still in the ICU. So I just want to send a prayer out and thoughts and prayers to Brad Jordan, aka Scarface.
face
Hold your head. You know what I mean? And hopefully, you know what I mean. Next week or two, we hear that you pulled through. You know what I mean? But yeah, Donovan Mitchell. It could be all about the bag. It could be more personal than that. From even before, even deeper than getting contracting the disease. Excuse me, the disease. Yeah, man, it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. We're not in Utah, and probably like 5 Utah.
He probably want to get out of Utah.
That's true. That might be true.
Only 2 players wanted to stay in Utah: Karl Malone and John Stockton. Everybody else got the fuck up out of there. Deron Williams got up out of there.
Greg Ostertag.
Hell, what's the white Gordon Hayward with the Boston? He's like, man, I'm out of here. Now I get it. I'm not comparing the franchises Boston versus Utah. I'm saying Boston isn't necessarily ideal like living destination. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear people say, "Oh, I'm moving to Boston. That's a great place to live." Now I'm sure as an NBA star, you probably live like a king, and they used to taking care of their stars. Well, as long as they're white. Shout out to Bill Russell, man. They used to treat him like trash, according to him.
That's
And other people who played for Boston, not just the Celtics, but just sports. Period. It's a real. They were set back in their ways a little bit, but I don't live in Boston, so I don't want to take a shot at people from Boston. But there's been public record that the Boston fans, the way Boston treats black people, isn't the best.
Right.
I don't believe it. 11 rings.
Right, it was only like 10 teams.
He's caping for Boston right now, bro.
Thank
It
you.
was, it was on like 10 teams, and 80% of the league was 6'5" and shorter. It was him. It was him, Wilt Chamberlain. Those the only two dudes 6'10" or taller.
Hey, my man. All I see is the rings. That's it.
I bet you do. The only thing you see is rings. You didn't see. Matter of fact, you didn't see none of those rings. So let's be clear. You didn't see any of those rings. You've only seen one ring.
You know what the other Boston
one
fans
more
see?
than the Wizards, though.
Huh?
Seen one more than the Wizards.
Okay.
You didn't see a ring, fam.
Hey, you know what? Kudos to you. Kudos to you. I haven't seen a Wizards ring yet, but I've seen 2 Redskins rings.
Here you go. Here you go.
You know what the Boston Celtics see when they see some of these players? Niggers. Basically. There go that nigger in green.
Not,
so I don't know about all that, bro. There go that dancing cool. I mean, I don't know about all that, bro.
You know what? I'm sorry. Let's reel back real quick, because we did a disservice to my guy. I don't care how many episodes he's going to be on. He's always going to get the red carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to let y'all know that we got Rel on the podcast tonight. Not everybody be watching it to see that he there. Just want to let y'all know Rel is in the building tonight.
What up?
Yeah. What's going on, man? Episode 24. Oh. Yeah.
So
episode RP.
So since we talking sports a little bit, let's talk about the you said it was the Rams traded for they traded out Brandin Cooks?
They traded Brandin Cooks to the Texans and actually lost $5 million on the deal. So I don't know what's going on. They lost $5 million. The cap hit was $5 million.
The Rams did?
Yeah.
Then why the hell would they trade him?
Your guess good as mine, bro.
What they get back?
A second rounder
in return for Brandin Cooks.
Yeah, second round.
Second rounder.
A second round draft pick for Brandin Cooks.
Yeah.
That might be a come up even with the $5 million. Shit. Because Brandin Cooks not worth a second round pick. He should be. He's supposed to be. I mean, he was in New Orleans and he was hyped and he was becoming a solid number 2. He never really got to that level where it's like, okay, Brandin Cooks. Then he went to where? He went to Kansas City?
No, he played with the Patriots.
No. Oh yeah, the Patriots. He went to the Patriots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't make it. Didn't make it.
Let me give y'all the official joint.
Okay.
It's the Rams get a 2020 second round pick for Brandin Cooks and a 4th round pick in 2022.
In 2022.
Right.
Okay, I guess that was the cherry on the top.
So they're breaking down this trade. The ESPN, I don't know who's breaking down this trade, but they gave the Rams a B and the Texans a D+.
The Texans got a B+.
I don't understand.
A D+. A D+.
The Texans got a D+.
Yeah,
like I said, Brandin Cooks has been an underachieving wide receiver since his last season in New Orleans. The Patriots tried him out, didn't work out. He went to the Rams, and it's like, he dropped on the Rams. And like what is like the number 3, number 4 on the Rams?
Yeah,
so you got to flip your number 4 wide receiver, number 3, number 4, depending on how you list them, for a second round pick with all those dogs coming in the league. Like, the Houston Texans GM is it Brian? Is it Bill? Is Bill the GM and the coach?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think he's the main decision maker.
He needs to. You know what he's doing? He's pulling an Ernie Grunfeld right now. He dropped the ball and then he's chasing his own tail now. Like, bro, you came out foul with DeAndre Hopkins.
How does this trade even come close to making up for that? Because they already got Will Fuller
You can't.
and Kenny Stills on the roster. Brandin Cooks not be better than either one of them two.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. Like, bro, just take the L. You could have used that second draft pick for another wide receiver. It's some dogs coming. Look, they need a tight end. Yo, you can draft a tight end. Now, don't get it twisted. Will Fuller is not DeAndre. You can't, unless you sign DeAndre, you can't replace DeAndre. So move on, because you've made the mistake of you know what? They've done it again. One of these pale skins, let one of us know how they truly feel about us.
Mm-hmm.
And being somebody of power, DeAndre Hopkins said, listen, bro, get me up out of here. You feel this type of way, get me up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the arrogance of O'Brien and whoever was in power said, you know what? We don't need you, nigger.
Right.
He ain't said the N-word. He ain't give him the Delroy Lindo. Go ahead and say it. It's a free country.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and say it. I'll say it with you. Right? He didn't get one of those. But I don't care what nobody say. That's what happened. Like, yo, and anybody who shares a similar situation as DeAndre Hopkins should not want to play for that guy. Period.
Nope. Exactly.
Because if he feels like that towards him, what makes you think you're gonna be the special one? So you mean to tell me you got to be married at 21 and raise your family the right way and like what?
Unfortunately,
get out of here, bro.
Unfortunately, football full of safe Negroes. So you know what I mean. It is what it is. But like, I don't know, man. It's just looking at the merits of this trade and then looking at that they traded the farm for Tunsil just a year prior. It just looks crazy. Everything about their offseason looks like trash. So I'm not sure what the Texans are really doing with Deshaun Watson over there. Like, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm like, yeah, y'all franchise league. Let me get out of here.
Yo, the Cardinals got to unload David Johnson, who wasn't even going to be a featured back next year, to get DeAndre Hopkins to pair him with their young, athletic, dynamic Kyler Murray. After you just saw what he was doing with Watson, are you serious?
Man.
Hey, listen, it was a great day as a Redskin fan watching that shit. Like, god damn.
Right.
Like, man, I know we having trouble with Trent Williams, but boy, y'all took the cake with this one, boy. I tell you.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I guess the saving grace for the Texans is nobody knew what was happening with D-Hop until like they traded him. Like, what's the difference though? Y'all still got work for a whole pick for D-Hop and a backup running back that can't stay healthy.
You could have finessed him. Hey, we got to move this kid.
Like, come on, bro. Now, at least the Redskins have the cover of, Trent Williams has, just torn down the former GM and he's still and his agent is still talking mess, talking about trying to get out of here or release me. Like, at least you got the cover of that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
If the Texans had contacted you and said, hey, I'm trying to move DeAndre, this is what I want. And they name something that doesn't they name stuff that's not going to affect your roster really going forward. I mean, because David Johnson is overpaid for his production anyway. They got to pay.
They franchise Kenyon Drake. Like he's the start. Kenyon Drake's the starting running back. Period.
How you let the Cardinals look smart by what the hell? Listen, I don't care what. Listen, unless you can tell me that he got a buried body in the backyard. He got a domestic violence case where he put his wife in the ICU, or he washing his kids with bleach.
Right. They was mad because his kids came around too much.
I'm taking him. I'm taking a trade. Like, you ain't got to finish your sentence. The second you say, yeah, I'm looking to make a trade with DeAndre, trade it.
Yeah.
We'll have the details later. Oh, damn. We'll hash out. Even if I had to give you a first-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins, I make the trade initially. Only because how many wide receivers have we seen get drafted in the first round and be complete bust? Right? So I make the trade. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that as like off the strength of who DeAndre Hopkins is. I'm not saying once you know why. I'm saying like off the strength of if you'd have been like, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins traded. Damn, it cost me a first round pick. Oh well, I got DeAndre Hopkins. I can sell that to the fans. Yo, we needed a number one. Larry on his way out. We got DeAndre Hopkins. Remember those years with Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald? Well, now this the era of DeAndre Hopkins, and they would have been like, you know what? I was looking forward to y'all drafting such and such with that first round pick, but we cool now because it's DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the number 1, 2 wide receiver in the NFL in his prime.
What do you see? Right. What do you see when you see D Hop, bro? Let's go to
that's definitely a generational player, man. Like as T stated, there's a lot of great receivers coming out of college in this 2020 draft, but DeAndre Hopkins, is a special player, man. You're not going to find anybody else like him, man. So I'll give it that first round, man. Just off the strength of his name, just like what T said.
This is crazy. I don't know what the Texans are doing other than being stupid. But
it's definitely a personal matter behind everything.
That was definitely personal. And that's why I can appreciate what the Redskins are doing with Trent Williams. At least it's not personal anymore. You know what I mean? Not anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like with Bruce and with Bruce and Trent, it was definitely personal. That was a dumb move not to trade him. And they had as much leverage with 2 years left on his contract and so on and so forth. But now, I mean, I think Ron Rivera, by not just like giving in to the demands of getting released or whatever, he's looking for compensation. I think that's the smarter move to hold on until at least the draft. You know what I mean? To see what happens, and not try to like be swayed by any type of even public opinion or what his agent says that it doesn't say. So that's,
you know what?
That's the difference between moving smart and moving with emotions. Like that, all the rest of that stuff is BS to me.
You know what came to my mind just now? We're talking sports and we just, what's going to get swept under the rug? I hope it don't, and I hope they still figure out a good time to do it. It's just off topic of those teams. Is the Mystics parade, championship parade was supposed to be in the springtime.
Wow.
Yeah.
About that.
It just now ran across my mind like, yo, that was the thing we were looking forward to. We was looking forward to the Mystics championship parade.
Yeah, that was that. I forgot about that. Yep. Sure was. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Maybe in September, when if things get back to business, and even then, like how the people are talking about it, it's like things won't get back to business until who knows when or if it ever does for real. So, man, hopefully at some point we'll see that. It's unfortunate because the Mystics, they deserve the recognition. Shout out to the Mystics.
Great season. It was a great season.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan and Don. Yeah.
So over the course of the last week or so, we've been doing a bunch of top fives, and I had various people chiming in, giving me their top fives of these different categories. And I mean, we went like all across the board, genres, actors, da. So we're not gonna do the genres, we're not gonna do all that. But one of the things I asked the fellas last night after we talked about Will Ferrell's list, Adam Sandler's list, and Jim Carrey's list. I said, whose catalog would you choose, Will Ferrell's or Jim Carrey's? And it was pretty much landslide Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And I guess I misinterpreted Jim Carrey's impact on the physical comedy realm. He's like the godfather of it.
Right.
But I should have put Adam Sandler versus Will Ferrell.
Hmm.
So, with that being said,
We did talk about Adam Sandler versus Will Ferrell, didn't we?
no, we did Jim
Didn't get
Carrey
into that?
versus Will Ferrell.
We talked about
We
Adam
talked about
Sandler a
Adam.
long time.
We talked about Adam Sandler's top. What's your top 5 Adam Sandler movies?
Yeah, okay. I bet.
Which was very
All right.
difficult, by the way.
It's not as difficult for me, but yeah, no.
What?
It's not as difficult for me. I probably like 5 Adam Sandler movies, but we're not going there. We was talking about Will Ferrell and Jim Carrey. What I think about Jim Carrey is that he's, of course, way more talented and funnier than Will Ferrell,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't have the filmography that Will Ferrell has. Like, he don't, like The Mask, Liar Liar,
Cable Guy, Dumb and Dumber, 1 and 2.
I hate Dumb and Dumber.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
I hate it. I hate that movie.
Me, Myself, and Irene is.
I like Me, Myself, and Irene.
That's like one of the funniest comedies of all time. Like,
I don't know about all that, but it's funny.
Yo, when was the last time you watched it, bro? Listen,
I haven't watched it in a minute. I like the movie.
Me, Myself, and Irene is one of the funniest comedies of all time. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I presented the question, but I would clearly take Will Ferrell over Jim Carrey. And even though Adam Sandler gave me Happy Gilmore, which is like my favorite comedy of all time, what Will Ferrell has given to the cinema realm, neither one of them have given. Because before Will Ferrell had his own catalog of starring movies, he was known as the guy who was stealing the movies.
Right.
Like, before he got them starring movies, he was doing like bit roles in movies, and he'd be the person you talk about in all the movies.
Right.
And also,
I don't know, man. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, as far as movies go, I don't think, like, you can't really, like, top what Will Ferrell, as far as comedy, as far as comedic actors is concerned. It's like it's hard to say, like, how many classes that man has. Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, even Everything Must Go, Out of School, what's it called? The joint with Luke Wilson, who was the main character.
Old School.
He stole, like, he's old school. Step Brothers. Did I say Step Brothers?
Yeah,
No.
Step Brothers said first. But with Will Ferrell, I feel like some people have revisionist history as far as their opinion on some of his movies, because his first one was Anchorman, and I know a lot of people who slept on Anchorman. That is my movie. That is my most dearest Will Ferrell movie. Though I say Talladega Nights is funnier, Anchorman is spearheaded who was going to be. Anchorman spearheaded it all, huh?
Yeah, no. Anchorman's full of classic lines.
But I had people who just didn't understand why Anchorman was funny. Right. Some people just don't like that. That buffoonery, that buffoonery type comedy.
But he wasn't even, like, his character was, I don't know, like, he was stupid. Like, everybody else was stupid, but it was something. That's another thing.
That's another thing. That's one thing people say about Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell basically plays the same character in every movie, right? And the funny thing is, like, Will Ferrell, for the most part, gets the pass for that. Denzel, like, some people, like Denzel, I've had people take shots at Denzel, like, oh, Denzel's overrated. He plays the same character in every movie. My thing is,
he earned the right to play the same character.
When you have a thing that works, it's like a producer. Timbaland got 10 beats to sound the same. They still, all 10 of those beats, all those songs are still hits. Pharrell got 10 beats to sound the same. They all 10 hits. So if that's your argument, then you just want to be argumentative just for the sake of arguing. Like, bring something, like, bring me some real criticism to the table. Yeah, Will Ferrell played the same character in Anchorman as he did in Talladega Nights or Blades of Glory. Or Step
I
Brothers.
don't know. I don't know
He
about
played a
that, man.
moron. He played a moron who didn't know he was a
But
moron doing things.
so
He was a
what though?
moron in Anchorman.
Okay, but that they all had different nuances. Like let's
Yeah,
not
they
play it
had
like.
different nuances, but I'm saying that the element that made you like it was the same.
But let's not say. But that's all his choices. Like, because if you go to Stranger Than Fiction, that's not a
Amazing
moron.
movie.
You go to
Amazing
Everything
movie.
Must Go. You go Everything
But
Must
I don't
Go.
think he wrote.
That's not a
Did he write
moron.
Stranger Than Fiction?
I don't know if he wrote it or not. I just
I don't
think
know if
that
that was
it
his
was
writing team. I think that was just a movie he selected. That Everything Must Go. I think those are just scripts that he was attracted to him, and he ended up doing them and killing them. Stranger Than
but you
Fiction is
talk
an
but
amazing movie.
saying he's right he's playing the same character speaks to his acting skills.
No, what I'm saying, no, that it's not the acting skills, it's the writing. The way these
Okay.
characters are being written, it's like yo, Will Ferrell was so good at what he does. I can take that base point and write 10 different, put them into the bruh, Blades of Glory. You mean to tell me you have to see a parallel in a lot of those characters
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
because
of
that's
course.
what Will Ferrell's good at.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's. Yeah, I hear you. I hear the criticism. Will Ferrell's been Will Ferrell, Denzel's being Denzel. But like I said, you got to earn the right to be able to do that. Like
Facts.
you got to be able to convey something over film to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Denzel. If you say all his acting is the same, my problem is you didn't see Steve Biko. Like you didn't see Malcolm X. You didn't see Man on Fire. You didn't see Training Day because those are all different joints. Those are all way different characters. So
And
I
when you're a
can't
great
respect that. I
actor,
can't respect that opinion.
the parallel with Denzel movies is he's a great actor in all of them. That's the parallel. He's
Right.
great. Like, what you want him to suck in one of them? So you can be like, look, he's sucking that one. You're not gonna get that. Now the script may be dry. It may be he may have had to carry the material, and I think that's the thing. That's the difference. Like some of these movies, like with Will Ferrell movies, if you take Will Ferrell out of it, I don't know you have that many other actors who can carry that material.
Right.
Like the thing about it, I feel like who we don't talk about enough, John C. Reilly.
Yeah, no, he's underrated.
John C. Reilly is he's pretty much basically come under the same thing as Will Ferrell. The difference is Will Ferrell was known to a lot of people because of his tenure as an SNL cast member, right? And so he has a lot more connections to be in a lot of movies. But John C. had been doing the same thing. John C. was stealing scenes, and John C. the only thing he didn't get a lot of starring roles. But man, Step Brothers put him on the map.
It's true.
But John C.
he was a serious actor.
He's a great serious actor. He played what's the serial killer who dressed as a clown? Gacy?
I don't recall. I can't remember. I don't know the name. I can't.
Let me look good for the camera to freeze real quick. Cause it's gonna freeze me. I don't want to have a. You know how you be doing it, and you don't realize it, and you got a jacked up look, and like, yo, look at T, you look jacked up. So I mean, I can't impose like a automatic picture for when I step off. But let me get into my dense. Yeah. Did I get it? Did I nail it? Hold on, let me do it again.
You gotta blow a kiss at the end though.
Nah, that's you. That's Rolly Rail's move. You go over there whiffing for the camera for that bitches.
I don't have any go, bro.
Yeah, like last night.
Wow.
I was asleep. Yeah, whatever.
What? Right,
I wonder why you was asleep. Who put you to sleep, G? You got that QP over there, baby. Yeah, you got that QP, huh?
Nah, bro. Nah. It's weird you looking at me like that and smiling, bro. I just want to let you know. It's a little weird.
Oh, you feel like I'm looking at you, huh? That's some arrogant shit.
That's weird.
You smiling. That's weird, too.
Gay.
Gay.
Wow.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, I don't know what movie that is, but Circuit of Freak, is that what you're talking about?
No. Yeah, I think it was. It was. Goddamn. What's the name of the movie? He played a serial killer.
Okay.
I'm like 82% sure it was him that played the movie.
I don't know. Sure.
Hold on, man.
That's funny. The pause is funny. I missed the pause. I was looking for the movie myself, and I missed I
Oh,
missed his freeze frame. That's
I
funny.
made a mistake. It wasn't him. It was another fat white guy. Another fat white guy.
They
The
all
movie's
look the
called
same, huh,
Gacy.
man?
Have you not heard of Gacy? But the
Never.
actor was Mark Holton. If Mark Holton looks familiar, I think he's the guy from Pee Wee Herman. Holy shit!
Mark Holton.
I think Mark Holton is the antagonist from Pee Wee Herman. It is. Wow. That's him growing up. Okay. You remember Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah, I love Pee Wee Herman. We used to go to the movies to watch Pee Wee Herman.
Damn, how many? The nigga ain't had but 2 movies. How many times they went to the movie?
Yeah, I mean,
I watched him more than once to the theater. Shit, get the VHS, goddammit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's funny how like you go back and look and watch those like those are raunchy. Like,
especially his TV show that used to come on at fucking 9 o'clock on Saturdays.
Yeah, it was wild. I'm like, dog, this ain't no children's programming. But
it was though, because we loved it. It was a great show.
It was crazy. Yeah, no, of course I watch it every week, but it was crazy what I don't remember. Like, oh wow, like we didn't catch all none of this, like, or something. Some of us didn't catch it. I don't know.
Imagine producers and parents who glorified him, not realizing this dude was a straight creep.
Right.
And then,
that's how he got fired from Pee Wee Herman, because he was masturbating in a theater.
Really?
It was weird, dog.
But that, bro, listen, Pee Wee Herman was like a large, like, part of our childhood, because he was just so fun. He was so childlike. So when that shit happened, we was like, what?
Yeah.
Like we didn't completely understand what was happening, but we was like, what? Why would he do that?
Right.
And you gotta keep in mind, like, there was a time, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a time where, like, you didn't have pornography on tapes. You had to go to the theater to watch pornography, because they were like actual movies.
Right.
So I mean, maybe he just missed those days.
You know who I always think about when I think about Pee Wee Herman? Pause. Ernest. Ernest goes to jail. Ernest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you gotta pray that some of he didn't handle that innuendo.
Right,
Ernest was the man, though.
I haven't gone back to watching any of his movies, but like I'm sure.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can go and watch an Ernest movie.
I don't think it'll hold up. It won't be funny. But
I think maybe the Halloween one.
Halloween one. He had a Halloween one. I mean, of course he did. But
yeah, he had a Halloween one. We watched it every Halloween.
This is all too far back for real. It's all too far back.
He don't even know what the hell Ernest is. He like, who?
Nah, for my time change.
Ernest Goes to Jail was the funny. I don't know, funny. It's the one that like stays in my mind. Like
that was a big one. No homo.
Yeah.
Pause.
Fat Daddy.
Those him and Ernest, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, I don't even know why we got on it. How we get on it? Oh, because you mistakenly.
Yes, Mark Horton, John C. Reilly. But even still, John C. Reilly was funny to me. John C. Reilly had he played The Long Walk. That was my movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie.
With Dewey Cox story.
Yeah, Dewey Cox.
The wrong son died. That movie was funny. He played it. What's another one that he starred in? Because he was in Talladega Nights. He was the Magic Man. Now you see me. Now you don't. Classic. Like he was the perfect best fit for Will Ferrell in that movie. Like nobody could have done that role.
Absolutely. Was the Step Brothers come first or the Talladega Nights came first, right? And then Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw Talladega Nights, you knew the Step Brothers was going to be the shit. So, you know what I mean?
Let's see another one that John C. played. John C. got in a movie called The Brothers Sisters. I mean the Sister Brothers. Excuse me. The Sister Brothers. It's a Western. It's a Western. And
is that the one that Ben Affleck in it?
I don't know if Ben's in that movie or not. I'm not 100% sure. Hold on one second. Let me get another look. I'm gonna try to pull the joint down real quick, and then I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna freeze. All right. Did I get it?
You Ray?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You Ray J. My guy's Ray J right now, bro. He's gonna have like 50 different looks.
I hit it first. Get a Dewey Cox. Hold on one second.
I know what movie you're talking about. It's George Clooney, not Ben Affleck. My bad. George Clooney's in the movie, right?
Yes. No, you're wrong.
Oh, dang.
You were close though. By close I mean not even close. But it was Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay. I'm thinking about a different
Jake Gyllenhaal was in that too.
I
Rugged Howard.
I've seen that movie, but yeah, I'm thinking about. I'm mixing two westerns together, two movies in that time period.
But that was another good movie. So I like John C. Reilly is a really good one. You know what I should have asked? You know, I got an either or for you. I don't know if real how extensive your memory is on these two guys' movie catalog, but y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino.
Either or.
I'm more so grew up on like Robert De Niro, like in his older age, rather than his younger days.
I'm gonna go with De Niro. You know, I love Al Pacino.
De Niro.
Yeah, as a better actor. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a little harder than that, but I take De Niro too.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Al Pacino really hasn't God damn it. So I feel like Al Pacino is more popular for his gangster movies that he's played.
Right.
But some of the movies that I like for Al Pacino had nothing to do with him being like the mobsters and the mob and all that stuff. Like okay, everybody likes Scarface. Yeah, that's a classic movie. But I would get I guarantee you if I do a Facebook post or a social media post about top 5 Al Pacino movies that you like, if Scarface doesn't make my list, which that may be very possible, they'll want to hang me. They'll want to burn me at the stake.
That's like one of the best gangster movies all the time, though.
You know what? That's not what like. If I had to list genres of movies that I like, that would probably be near the bottom, though. Number one, you got to remember. One thing I love doing is bigging up my black people in cinema. So if you make a movie about people who are prejudiced towards black people, that means either black people aren't going to have prominent roles in those movies, or they won't be in them at all. I don't recall seeing any black people in Scarface. Just thinking off the top of my head.
No. No. There was one, and that's funny because he's supposed to be Cuban in that movie, and there's plenty of black Cubans, but whatever. I'm not going to.
So I'm not saying like that was like the energy behind me not watching them. I'm just saying like I didn't gravitate towards. I don't like movies with senseless like movies with senseless violence in it don't really bring me to it. It's like I'm particular about my violence. It's like rap. I'm particular about how you talk about drug dealing and killing. Like I'm particular about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. If that makes any sense to you. Like it's certain rappers who they talk about they killing and murdering and hustling, and I'm like, I don't really like what you talking about. Like if every line is I got a chopper, I got the AK, I got this, I got that, I'm killing, versus, you know what I'm saying, the Locks, who also talked about those things, but they are way more articulate and still believable in the process.
Right.
Like I don't have listen. I watched action films growing up, so seeing somebody get killed on screen doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Just saying it, that it's weird to me. So I don't know my favorite. Like I like the devil's advocate more than I like Scarface.
Scarface is overrated. Scarface, just in general, like let's not even bring your sensibilities into it. It's just an overrated movie. It's too long. It's got like Al Pacino's a fake Cuban. Like this is a bunch. There's a bunch that goes into it. It's wild overrated, and it's overrated because all these fake gangsters think it's the shit. Like, but it's not.
So real. What do you like about Scarface?
The build up, like you literally see somebody that literally started from the bottom, who came from another country, was in the whole concert. Like, come on, man! And then he built his own empire up, level by level. It shows you the whole process. And the Scarface, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like I live that lifestyle. I definitely don't, you know. But I feel like Scarface, me and him kind of relate, you know. Quick tempered. I don't take shit from nobody, you know. I like that.
He was irrational.
I mean, take for granted, you know, when he started doing the cocaine and all that, you know, he started making bad decisions. We all know that, you know. But it's a realistic movie, though. It's realistic.
To a degree.
It's not one of those over-exaggerated movies or anything like that. It's realistic. You get to see every process, you know, of him starting from the bottom and building his own empire and how he became like pretty much like the kingpin, you know.
I liked Heat more than Scarface.
Ooh, boy.
He's a dope movie.
It is.
I like Heat more than Scarface.
He's dope. He's dope.
But
yeah, okay.
It's a genre comparison. You know, I like Catch Me If You Can type movies.
Yeah,
right?
It's definitely. It's not even Catch Me If You Can. I think Catch Me a type of movie. I'm not sure if that.
Sure is.
It's a bank robbery movie. It's a classic heist film. Like it's more Ocean's 11 than it is Catch Me If You Can.
You right. I get you that. You right. It's more like that. I mean, like Catch Me If You Can. Right. Well, I think Ocean 11 is sort of a Catch Me If You Can type movie too, though.
Yeah, Catch Me If You Can is a comedy. It's like
No. I don't mean the movie Catch Me If You Can.
Oh.
I'm talking about like.
Oh, you talking about okay, got you.
Like you chasing after me to try to get me for doing like not the movie Catch Me If You Can. I wasn't comparing the movies. Talking about like the style of movie, like the plot point.
Gotcha.
But no, I thought like Al Pacino. To be honest with you, The Recruit was one of my favorite. Like Any Given Sunday, I wouldn't put that ahead of Scarface. I feel like that would be disrespectful. But I like Any Given Sunday more than I like Scarface.
I think.
But I also feel like he started overacting at some point. I feel like he was like lying about who he is at these points. Like, all right, you overdoing it. You're overselling yourself at this point.
Right.
So with that being said, I chose De Niro over him because De Niro, like even when De Niro went into doing like his comedic roles, he was still killing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel
De Niro, you know what? De Niro played a movie called The Assistant a few years back.
Yes.
And I thought that was an amazing movie.
That's a good movie.
Like that's a great take on him and Anne Hathaway. I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That is.
His work in Meet the Parents was great.
All three of them. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, Robert De Niro, I think, has done. First of all, he's done his range. He's shown his range a little bit better than Al Pacino.
He's shown his range. He just has better more range.
I don't know if Al Pacino can't do a comedy. I don't know. I don't remember seeing an Al Pacino comedy that I liked or whatever. I don't like that I can come off the top of my head with. I can give you Meet the People. I can give you Meet the Fockers. There's another joint where he's a shrink or whatever, or was trying to I forget what.
Come on, Al.
No, Robert De Niro.
Okay.
The joint with oh man. See, this is why we going off the top of the head is not cool. I didn't even know he was going to Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro versus Al Pacino. It's a good matchup, but it depends on what you like. But and to be fair, Al Pacino's in one of the greatest 2 movies ever in life. You know what I mean? The Godfather. So that's tough. You know what I mean? So, actually no. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's in 2 of those movies. He's in all 3,
I said the assistant. It's called The Intern. Excuse me, The Intern.
That's what it's called. I thought it was the assistant too.
Yeah, The Intern.
But yeah, The Intern. It's a really good movie. If y'all haven't watched it, go see it. If you're into that stuff, it's real Devil Wears Prada type of. It's clean type of funny, cute, writing, whatever.
De Niro just got got a better catalog, bro. What's another one he did? He did The Family was funny.
Yeah.
Las Vegas was a great movie. Las Vegas was great. Grudge Match. I thought Grudge Match with the Grudge Match movie was good. Where there were 2 old boxers. Yeah, that was a good one.
I didn't know.
Trailer Elite was good.
Donnie Brasco was a good movie.
Donnie Brasco was great.
For Al Pacino, that's one.
Donnie Brasco was great.
Yeah, he was really good in that joint.
So my favorite Al Pacino movie was him as a lawyer. It's a movie that a lot of people didn't know about, or it didn't get as much pub. It's called For Justice for All.
I missed that one.
Where I'm trying to remember the plot point at vaguely now, but I believe he was like a public defender, and he was he was a public defender, and he was fighting these big boys. That was a great movie. Also, Dog Day Afternoon was probably better. It was better than Scarface to me.
Yo, he was in Dick Tracy. I forgot completely.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, that's a classic.
I forgot all about that.
Stand Up Guys was great.
And it's a good movie. Yeah, Stand Up Guys is a good movie.
88 Minutes. I like Al Pacino in Ocean's 13.
Yeah, no, that was a good movie too. Yeah, no, he was good in there too.
2 for the Money, great.
Carlito's Way gets a lot of love. Even I'm not the biggest Carlito's Way fan, but
no.
Nah, I mean, it's like you said. Like I mean, gangster movies they hit and miss for me. Like what I mean, some of them I can watch over and over again, like Goodfellas or whatever. And the other ones I can be like okay.
Goodfellas and Casino are the top 2 to me.
I don't even like because I think they both act so stupid over Sharon Stone that I can't really. And I've watched it like 15 times, but it just.
Are you not a Sharon Stone fan?
No, I love Sharon Stone. It blows my mind how they act so stupid, even though she's such a whore. Like she's like the worst whore in life. He's
not calling her a whore. That's the role she was playing. Everybody.
Not talking about Sharon Stone as a whore. I'm talking about she was an actual prostitute, son.
Yes, she's an actual whore.
Yes,
You're a whore.
And she played those two, him and Joe Pesci. I don't know.
All right, I got another point. I got we playing rabbit hole right now, so I got another either or for you.
Okay.
Sharon Stone or Demi Moore?
Okay.
They both have comparable catalogs.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk it out with you in my head. Pause.
You need me to run down some of the movies?
Yeah, just go through the movies while I'm
So
thinking
Demi
about
Moore, Demi Moore, two movies Demi Moore got that I rock with is Ghost with my man Patrick Swayze, rest in peace,
it. Yep.
and G.I. Jane.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
G.I. Jane was like that. That was a great movie. Yo,
Yeah.
I don't really like a lot of army type movies, but that was like one of the first ones I liked. And what's my Viggo Mortensen? Yo, I used to hate this dude because of that movie. Like when you hate people and you know he gonna be in the movie and you automatically hate him before you even have a line, that means you did a great job. Like,
yeah, he was a good movie.
you know,
He's a good actor.
Tank was on his Instagram live talking about when he played Devlin in The Preacher's Kid and how people used to come up to him and like full on hate him. Yo, y'all know I'm a big Tank fan. When I saw that movie, I was like, yo, how the hell did you play this movie, bruh? Like he was horrible. Like, dog, he was horrible in that movie. So like Viggo Mortensen was like the perfect antagonist in this movie. Horrible. If you never seen G.I. Jane, basically it was a female who went through basic training to be in the military, and they were like set in their ways, didn't really want no females in their ranks. And she wasn't backing down, she wasn't ducking, and she went through the shit with them. And Viggo Mortensen put her through hell. But she stood toe to toe with them boys. It was a great movie.
Okay, so Demi Moore, she's really been more. She's been more physical, more outwardly like sexual. What in I don't know some more. I don't know what to say outwardly. My bad, because basic instinct. That's the bar. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
I replayed that scene like maybe 1,000 times.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Masturbation in your eyes. Don't you lie. You gotta be smart about it.
But both of those women are extremely good actresses. Run down Sharon Stone for me.
So Demi she had Ghost. She was in Nothing But Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
She was great in A Few Good Men as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Indecent Proposal.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was my goodness. What? The Scarlet Letter. She was good in that.
Yeah, she was good in that.
Striptease was hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
I already said G.I. Jane.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
she was in Mr. Brooks. I love Mr. Brooks. That's one of my favorite movies. I love Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but it's not coming to the top of my head right now.
All right, so let's go to Miss Sharon Stone. I believe the first thing that comes to my mind about Sharon Stone is probably Quick and the Dead.
The first thing that comes to my mind is obviously Basic Instinct, but the other thing that comes to my mind is
her being a whore in Casino.
Casino, yeah, that's another one.
She's a good
actress, man.
She's a whore. All right, so let me run down some. I'm gonna run down some of hers.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Dang, we gotta take it back. She was in Action Jackson. You get points for that. You been in Action Jackson.
I don't remember in Action. I'm gonna have to go back and look and watch that now.
Man, Action Jackson. I had that on. I got on DVD. I'll watch it tonight. I love Action Jackson.
Sharon Stone's in Total Recall. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, because she's in. Because I'm back in '88 with Action Jackson. She's in Above the Law with my man Steven Seagal.
Okay.
Then she's in Total Recall.
They all run the same movie. Okay.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. I love that movie. Okay.
Then she's in a bunch of, then that's when Basic Instinct comes in '92.
Man.
She's in Last Action Hero.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. Shout out to her.
The Specialist.
That's another good movie. Yep. She's okay in it, but yeah.
The Quick and the Dead.
Yep.
Then she has Casino.
Mm-hmm. That's a good matchup. Her and Demi Moore, because they were good actresses, like
And they
B
were
minus
definitely
C.
A1 sex symbols at the time too.
Absolutely, man. Good lord. Hmm. Oh boy, the pinnacle for white women. Them and Julia Roberts back in that particular time. See, who do I got? You done with the Sharon Stone highlights?
So who do you got?
I got Sharon Stone.
You taking Sharon?
Got it. Yeah, gotta go with the blonde.
Because you're blonde.
I just said that. I don't know. I don't care. But
Now,
I find her more.
so let me recap this.
appealing in the movie.
Basically, Brian is saying he takes Sharon Stone because he prefers blonde whores. Whereas Demi Moore is a wholesome brunette.
Striptease would say otherwise, but you got it. I watched that movie a couple times too.
See, she's only teasing.
Yeah,
Sharon Stone wasn't teasing, baby. For the right price, she can make your night brighter. So I would go with damn, that's tough. I think I'm still gonna have to go with Demi. I'm gonna go with Demi. We need to do some more recent head to head. Oh, I got a real good one for you.
Okay.
Female comedic actors who both have great catalogs. Cameron Diaz or Drew Barrymore.
I like Drew Barrymore.
That is that easy for you, huh?
Yeah, it is, because I'm not really as big as on Cameron Diaz. Like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, she's bad. I never really saw it. Drew Barrymore is just a better actress than her.
Who you taking, Real? Who you liking those two?
I grew up on Cameron Diaz. I'm sorry.
He's like, you about to go jerk off right now? Yeah, I'm gonna take Cameron Diaz to the bathroom.
hey, you know, this getting a little weird, fam. Getting a little weird.
Ice.
Okay.
That's a tough one. So, okay. So they both have great catalogs as far as being in comedies though.
Barrymore has a great catalog, period.
They both have great catalogs, period.
Nah, I can't put her, if you're gonna tell me who's the better actress, period. I can't.
Who got a better catalog? You saying Drew Barrymore has a better catalog?
Yes. Yes.
Cameron Diaz has some classics, bro. She was in The Mask. That's a classic.
Yeah.
That's young Cameron.
Yeah.
Something about Murray. But listen, I'm not saying I take Cameron over Drew Barrymore, because I take Drew because Drew was in The Wedding Singer.
Yeah. Yeah.
50, her work with Adam Sandler is why I like her work with Adam Sandler. They were both. That's what I said. Her work with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
But they were both in Charlie's Angels, and I felt like they were very comparable. But Cameron Diaz can play the smart character a little better than Drew. Drew can play the silly character, but Cameron is so sexy. She makes silly cute. Damn.
I would if you're gonna say who the better looking woman is, it's Cameron Diaz. It's hands down. That's not a question. But I just find Drew Barrymore more convincing, and her she's
you know what it is about Drew that I would say over Cameron? Drew has a more believable sweetheart about her.
Yo, that's wild. That is wild. Yo, how old is Drew Barrymore compared to Cameron Diaz? Let me hold on.
Exactly, because she was in E.T., bruh.
She's way old, and she's only 45. Okay, all right. So let me go back to Cameron Diaz. She's only 45 years old. That's crazy. She's damn, that's wild.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh, only 2 years older. Oh wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Drew Barrymore was in Blended. I thought she was good in that.
Yeah, she's okay.
Damn, you convinced me that you really pick her over Cameron. She's okay.
No,
The Cameron Diaz movie with what's the white boy from Punks? Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
When they got married, married in Vegas, and that was a good. I can't remember the name of the movie at this point right now. That was a good movie.
On that one too. Yeah, it was. It was. No, I like that movie too. Cameron Diaz, I'm not really. It's just like with Uma Thurman to me. Like people like so size they look so hard. It's kind of like, okay. And Uma to me is ugly, so can't really call it. But
wow, I won't say she's ugly, but I won't say she's ugly. But damn, I'll say I don't think she all that, but I won't say she's ugly. Yeah,
you got on this. You got on Benjamin Banneker's internet social media and said, it said April. Anyway, nah.
I said what? What did I say?
She wasn't bad. You said
no, that's not what I said.
Okay.
Y'all twisted my words. I didn't say she wasn't bad. I said she ain't bad enough to hit my man's joint. That's what I said.
It's barely probably 2 or 3 youngs that bad. So I don't see that. That's not really like the point of me. Like,
my whole point, but that was the premise of what I said. Y'all jumped on me like I said the bitch was ugly.
You were downplaying it, OT. You definitely were.
You did a lot. You did a lot.
Bruh, I got she a 10 out here in these streets. She not a 10. She got the droop face.
8.5.
She got the droop face. She got a runny nose, bruh.
Okay, man. We're not gonna legislate this one. This is not the podcast for that.
No, but I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna clear this up. Yeah, act like I said the girl was ugly. I never said she was ugly. I never said she was unattractive. Oh, my whole thing was, my energy behind it was, she not bad enough to hit my man's joint. That's the energy behind what I was saying.
Okay.
So basically,
all right, so let's
basically y'all slay regardless.
Let's take it back to the essence, and let's talk about. I got an either or for you.
Okay.
We talking about mid-90s, early 2000s actresses. We got to go Nia Long versus Jada Pinkett.
We talking like who I like more, who I would hit first, or their catalogs?
Their catalog. Let's keep it above board. Let's talk about their catalog.
Because I would have had to pick Nia because Jada's married and I don't do that type of stuff.
Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about catalogs because we're not gonna sit on Zoom and live.
I'm taking Jada.
Okay.
I'm taking Jada.
Yeah.
Now Nia has, because Nia has Boys in the Hood, one of my favorite movies of all. I love Boys in the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I would. Oh, I got one for you after this. I think you know what it's gonna be, but we'll say it next. I like Boys in the Hood. Of course, I like Friday. But what else do you have? Best Man. After the fact, like Best Man. But that, you know what I'm saying, that's it. Those are like pretty much the 3 movies in the 90s that I could think of. Best Man, Boys in the Hood, and Friday.
Okay.
Whereas Jada had Set It Off. She had Low Down Dirty Shame, which is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
She has Jason's Lyric.
Yep.
And she's in Men's Society. So she has more to bring to the table from being that's just from the 90s. I think Nia started getting more roles later on, but even still, Jada has just a. Plus, Jada was on a different world. Jada, I was in love with Jada.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Nia Long, when I first saw Nia Long, I thought she was okay. I thought she had weird shaped titties in Boys in the Hood, but go watch it, bro. She got cone titties. You should say it. She got cone titties.
I'll go back. Let's try to bro, but I'll go back.
Yeah, like yo, she got cone titties.
Yeah,
We should say that when we
absolutely.
were little.
That's
You know
funny.
what I'm saying? Like those, like
That's hilarious.
they don't hang. It's just like triangular up to the nipple. Up to, you know what I'm saying? I'd have still hit though.
Come on, say you with it, bro.
I'd have still hit though. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, but
That's
Jada
funny.
had like, and plus it was Jada got that look in her eyes. So it's like she's tough, but she's like has sensitivity to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was like she was just always that. You just want to put her in your pocket and like go somewhere with her.
You skipped one of your favorite Martin Lawrence movies, Big Mama's House.
Who? That's not one of my favorite. Hell no, I don't like Big Mama's House. Hell no.
You brought it up when we were talking about Martin, but okay.
No, it wasn't. It didn't rank on my. It didn't rank on my list.
All right, but it's a joke.
Okay.
And soul food.
You blew me.
Soul food is
another one.
Another big joint
for
Nia Long was in. Yeah. I'm not even gonna. Love Jones is another one.
Okay.
You didn't put that up there. But yeah, she was in the Big Mama's House franchise, and I mean, she's been in other. I haven't seen some of these movies, so I can't really like. Cause she was in Stigmata, but I don't even remember like where how long. Yeah, I don't know. Like as far as her. She was in Muslim. Yeah, I like that movie. It's a good movie.
And what?
It's a movie called Muslim. I like that movie. It's about a Muslim kid trying to navigate through.
You talking about Nia?
Yeah, she was. I think she was the mom.
Okay. But I'm taking Jada though.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's perfectly. That's respectable. I can't call it. If somebody wants to pick one of the others.
Boys in the Hood or Menace?
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yo, I'd have been in so many debates about this movie. It's crazy.
People like that super gangster, ultra violent stuff in Menace, and I was just never with it. So and Boys in the Hood, John Singleton really was trying to,
It was so realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't get me wrong. I think Menace. Don't trust me. I think. See, people say Menace is realistic. I think people like these young dudes saw Menace and made it a reality. They made it a reality versus Boys in the Hood being a reflection of reality. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like Menace to Society. I feel like you ever hear about that argument between Tupac and the Hughes brothers about his role and how they plan him, like not letting him portray the role the way he think it should actually fit versus, bro, this is their artistic, you know what I'm saying, vehicle, let them rock. But I just didn't like I felt like the violence, the way it was presented, they got their checks off of it, but I felt like they made it so that it would end up being glorified. Nobody glorified violence coming off of Boys in the Hood.
Right.
Well, I feel like Menace Society, they started glorifying the violent aspect of it. Mm-hmm. That because I know people who have the base mindset of Old Dog and all of those guys. The difference is reality is like, bruh, you tripping, relax, and then they relax and like, okay, I'm tripping. Whereas this movie sort of ignited them like, nah, I ain't tripping. He ain't tripping. I'm going like he going. I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm gonna get the chopper. I'm gonna do this. And it's like, so I didn't really like the energy behind it. Like I really had to watch it again to say, okay, I appreciate my people getting work. Yeah.
No, even to that, like, there was something to Menace there's something to Menace, more than that, but I just think that's what's highlighted, and that's why people gravitate to it. That's why to me it's the same type of mentality. Like people get Gucci regardless if it's ugly or not, and they think you stunting on somebody because you got Gucci. You know what I mean? It's the same type of mentality. It's super hyped up because Bama shot somebody in the head. Period. To me, and then somebody stole some rims, and then somebody got shot because he was trying to get some crack and was asked to suck somebody's dick. Like that's to me those are the highlights in my brain that I can find real quick with Menace. Like with Boys in the Hood, I remember Lawrence Fishburne trying to give the Bama's the knowledge. I remember, you remember Ricky getting shot. I remember Ice Cube, you know what I mean, with the famous line, you know what I mean, nobody cares what's going on in the hood. Like, and all of that to me, that was more about, that looked more like, Boys in the Hood looked more like PG than, especially growing up, than Menace to Society did. Even though, of course, a lot of those things was happening. But, it's not like the condensed version. It's like it was really condensed version of all the worst things that can happen in the hood. That was Menace. Boys in the Hood was trying to give you it wasn't trying to glorify it, but it's trying to depict it. You know what I mean?
And plus, Boys in the Hood was more of a coming of age story. That was like it was a coming of age story. Where I don't feel like that's what Menace was. Menace wasn't even though you saw him as a kid and then as a young adult, it wasn't really a coming of age. It was more so welcome to the life.
Right. Right. And he had a choice. He had a choice, And you got it. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say, so it's like it was easy for me to pick Boys in the Hood because I can relate to Boys in the Hood because I was a boy from the hood who was around stuff and had choices and could have went one way or the other, and I wasn't forced. And there's some people who don't really like, even though you want to say people have choices, they don't really have choices. The choices are so hard that you don't really have a choice. And I feel like Menace to Society sort of showed that aspect of it. Like, not everybody has the same clear-cut choice of doing good or being bad. Because, I mean, there's guys who are in gangs right now who really didn't have a choice because, you know what I'm saying, if you weren't in a gang, either you're going to die because you're in a gang or you're going to die because you're not in a gang. So to them, it's like, okay, I got a better chance of at least enjoying some of my life. But if I'm around these guys who will protect me, who, you know what I'm saying, I got to do some bad shit, but they'll protect me. They got my back versus not having nobody on your back. And now you got to worry about both sides. You know what I'm saying? You being a victim from both sides. So I can understand why guys, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what Menace was. It's like,
I don't want to want to say I don't want to have what I said come off as I was hating on Menace Society, because to me it's a good movie. And like I say, it's a classic movie. It's and if you had a lot, if you, the reason why it's so good is because you had Boys in the Hood first. That's, I mean,
I agree.
It's a lot what people talk about, with hip hop. They want balance. That's what the balance was to me. You know what I mean? And then Friday, you put those three things together, especially for if you're just trying to look at LA life or whatever. And I think that's all. It all makes sense. Oh, we talked about Denzel movies,
right?
We didn't talk about Devil in a Blue Dress last night, bro.
I mentioned it. We didn't talk about it, but I mentioned it though.
Okay. No, man, I missed that one. That's one of my favorite Denzel movies. Anyway.
All right. So we're coming to the end of this wonderful podcast. It was definitely a somber comparison to the debauchery that was yesterday.
It broke down.
But it does not mean it wasn't a good conversation with some good friends.
Yeah, we had fun. We're gonna do that again, though, man. Especially once the travel restrictions allow people to move around and be around each other a little bit better.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely, get into it.
So
into
before
that.
we wrap up, Brian, we definitely gotta, you know what I'm saying, talk about the cook up. This will be available
Oh,
on Monday, 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. on Cook Up
right.
Radio.
Yep.
You'll
You
always
already
be
said
able
it.
to get the content available on Fridays on
Not this Friday.
Anchor.fm.
Not this Friday, but yeah.
Today is Friday. It should be. We
Yeah,
still got time. Unless you got some
yeah,
cheeks
we
to get
still got
into.
about. No, we still got about 2 hours.
And also,
I'm not
and
doing the editing.
also,
That's from this.
and also, we have Zoom to thank for the new video platform for
Oh
when we
yeah,
post
YouTube.
on for when we post it on YouTube now.
Hey,
Uh,
shoot me the YouTube, like the URL YouTube, so I can have it, so I can recite it like, off
absolutely,
the top.
absolutely. On the
Um,
ride of the podcast.
all right, so yeah, let's end it with how we want what we want people to do. We on Twitter, OTRU_. We on Facebook, on the ride up, no spaces. We on IG, on the ride up, no spaces. You come in, interact with us, check us out. Check out our content. We post regularly, especially on FB and IG. And we have a Snapchat on the ride up. Yes, we're on the cook up. Shout out to my man Burn, my brother,
Salute.
and the whole South Jersey. What else? We are on our Anchor.fm, but if you love to your Apple Podcast, we're there too. We're on Google Podcasts and any other and Spotify, any other DSP outside of what's the one that Stitcher. If you rock with Stitcher, then bang the drum and hit them up. Say, yo, you don't have my people on your podcast, on your service, even though we've applied 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago. But yeah, man, have fun, be safe, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart, and we'll see y'all next time. Oh, did it good? It's like did Rail do a backflip?
Nah. The phone fell in my lap.
Oh man! All right, bro. We good? We good down there?
Yep. It's a wrap.
All right, guys.